I'll start. Simon, started the second half so well. Were you disappointed that you weren't able to obviously maintain that?
Yep. No, really disappointed. Just thought the back end of quarters, especially first quarter, failed to score. Failed to score just back into the second quarter. Start again, really positive in the third quarter, and we start bouncing the ball around. It's just, we just sort of lost momentum when we had to make substitutions, and it just didn't work for us. Our bench wasn't really productive tonight, and theirs was. So, you get a guy like Rathan Mays coming in and getting the job done, and he probably outscored our production on the bench on his own. Quite comfortably, actually.
Coming into the game, if you had been told that Tyler Harvey wouldn't score until the last minute of the game, you would have taken that. But like you said, they had other guys that stepped up, and that was probably the difference.
Yeah, no, I thought when guys are struggling, you need those guys to step up. And I thought Cleveland was really, really solid tonight. I thought he turned the tide of the game, out in transition off some turnovers, and then he just found the ball out in the open court, and then he hit a couple of threes as well. So he was excellent. I think we had some good looks. We'll go through the video and pick everything out. We're probably an overabundance of three-point attempts. We need to be a team that strikes a little bit better balance than what we had tonight. We need to continue to get ourselves to the free throw line. I don't think we were very good when we had them in the bonus of putting enough heat on them to sort of force a whistle. And then late shot clock situations, we're just a little bit too willing to chuck a three up.
There's been a lot of talk about some of the
Tell him to shut up. Sorry, man, we got some noise in here. We got to shut some people up.
You're right.
We good? All right. Sorry about that.
No, that's right. There's been a lot of talk around the defensive guards around the league. Izayah's putting himself in the mix to be one of the best right now, and that was quite an incredible job he did tonight.
He was solid tonight. I thought he made Jessup work really hard in his minutes with him. But he's one of those kids that Justinian is just one of those kids that he can get going at any time in a short amount of time. But we ask a lot of Izayah. He's had some really good matchups the last few games, and I thought he did another good job tonight.
Izayah, obviously, it's not obviously that great if you play well personally and you lose, but what did you make of that game, and where did it drop away in that sort of last 15 minutes?
I thought, credit to Illawarra, they brought their A game, and I thought they, converted on all of our mistakes, and I think we'll go back onto the film on whenever we get back together and see what went wrong and, fix it. It's good that we got this whole next week off to prepare and kind of get back to who we are.
It was a strange game. Neither team could get going in the first half. What did you make of it? What did they do against you that worked, Izayah? And I guess what were you doing that did work and then perhaps that stopped working?
I thought they had good collective defense and showing us different looks. Like Simon said, I thought we took too many threes, and we've got to get hit on the rim, and they were in foul trouble early in their second quarter, and I don't think we made them pay for that.
Simon, you got a week now before your next game. Is that a good or a bad thing right now?
No, it's a good thing. Our schedule for the last few weeks has been pretty heavy. To go on the road. We had opportunities in our Adelaide game to maybe stretch it out a little bit, similar to tonight, where you sort of get that 7, 8, 9, 10-point lead, and we haven't been able to. We follow it up with turnovers and get the team back into it, so we had to play some guys maybe some extra minutes that we were hoping to maybe get some rest if we could push that lead out and keep guys fresh for today, but didn't work out that way. But we should be well and truly fresh for our next game against Melbourne next week.
There'll be a lot of talk about playing Melbourne again, but I imagine all the focus this week will be on you guys and fixing up what you need to do well. Is that?
Yeah, we're going to make some shots, I hope, and just a little bit better decision-making again, making sure when we're out on the floor that we're recognising that, if we come down, you got a wide-open look from three and you miss it, okay, it's It's a tough one. It's a shot that we like. Come back down again, get a good look from 3, miss it. Okay, well, that was a good look. But maybe next time we need to get some feet in the paint and get a little bit more action and try and get ourselves to the free throw instead of coming down and maybe pulling the 3 ball again. So we're just tidying up that balance that we seem to have had, but shot making continues to be an issue for us.
Thanks, guys. That's it from me.
Adrian, you're up.
Simon, Sydney won earlier in the day. They're on a bit of a tear. The top 4 or 5 is getting really close and congested. How much of a dogfight do you think it's going to be over the last half of the season there?
Oh, clearly it's going to be. We've got teams playing some good basketball. It's going to be who can string some more wins together. I mean, we kind of get stuck. We get the 3 wins and then it's almost like we schedule a loss in. That was kind of the challenge for us today, was to, we haven't been great whilst in that winning streak, but our goal is to get a little bit better each game, and we weren't today. There were some things I liked, but at the end of the day, we didn't get the job done. And if you don't get the job done, you're going to miss the finals, and it's that's for everybody. Melbourne's in that as well. I wouldn't say they're out and about and so far ahead of everybody. You have a rough weekend, drop 2, and all of a sudden you're back in that dogfight. So it's a real tight 5 teams right there.
You kind of alluded to the fact that you were kind of playing well in that start to middle part of quarters, but then in those middle quarters in particular, you just lost your way towards the end. You kind of mentioned substitutions there as well. How much responsibility do you take for that, or was it more the kind of decision-making in those last 2 or 3 minutes of each quarter that's letting you down?
Probably need to go through the video a little bit to kind of try and decipher why we were struggling so much in our execution. And if we were, as I said, like there was some times where you thought, geez, there's some pretty good looks. There's some good shooters shooting good looks, and it doesn't go in. So, yeah, we've got to make shots. At the end of the day, we've got to make shots. And when we stop making shots, we put pressure on our defence because the ball's coming down at pace. And I thought that was the difference. We went on some dry spells, and they were able to get out and run on us and then collect something in transition.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Randall, you're up.
Thanks. Hi, Simon. Hi, Izayah. Simon, just from listening to you, it sounds like you'd obviously be disappointed with the result, but you're sort of pleased with the way things went. The ball just didn't go in the hoop.
No, I wouldn't say it's that simple. I think there was, even when we were leading at times, and I thought we had good looks and it wasn't quite, going our way. But I thought at times we defended really well. And occasionally when defending well, you're still going to give up buckets. Guys made plays. We turned the ball over 5 times again in the last quarter, and it's coming off a game where we turned it over 7 times in the fourth quarter, and that's going to keep other teams in the game if you're not taking care of your business right there. So we've got to be better in those situations. So no, certainly there's no level of satisfaction or just it was one of those days. There's stuff for us to do better, and we'll go through the film and we'll make sure that we're all collectively working together this week to make sure that we get better in those areas.
You've talked about those lulls probably through the 3-game streak, and you've got away with them, and then tonight you've had them. Is that a bit of a wake-up call for the guys that, okay, if we keep doing this, we are going to lose? And do they know what they need to do to change it?
Yeah. Wake-up call. I think we're well aware of where our weaknesses are and some of the areas that we need to improve in. And I think tonight, sometimes losing just shines a light on it. But we're pretty honest with each other, whether win, lose, or draw, of the areas we want to get better at. We sit down. It's no more critical of a team that wins in certain areas than we are after a loss. It's like, okay, there's things we don't like, but we win by 20, we're still going to talk about those. We're not going to gloss them over. And I think tonight's going to be rather similar to what we talked about after the Adelaide game.
Izayah, can you just talk about the prep this week for you and the guys? What do you focus on from here? And do you know who your scout is going to be already for United?
No, we haven't really thought about that too far. Just going to enjoy, get the body right tomorrow and take the day off and get back and prep for us and get ready for United.